Hey Light Warriors, I'm leaving you this message on DNA activation and the Great Solar Flash with a real life experience I'm having right now as evidence that this is happening. Hello everyone, I am Michael and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. Just here, Light Warriors, with a friendly reminder to make sure that you're grounding out in nature and getting plenty of sunlight right now as we're approaching the great solar flash. Now, our sun is changing. It's more energetic, and I've shared with you previously, and a lot of you shared in the comments that you also feel that the sun is stronger than it used to be. And you might be getting this message for the first time. Do you feel the sun is stronger than it used to be? Well, the solar flash is an evolutionary step in our sun, and we're here to connect all the dots and apply all this knowledge to our everyday life, because it's not enough just to talk about it. We need to be about it. And I'm here as living proof that this all is happening, and we're all changing and we're evolving as we're alive. And DNA activation, our DNA is much more than we were led to believe. 93% of the function of DNA is light and sound reception and transmission. And since we have greater light coming in from the sun, it's hitting our body and it's hitting our DNA receptors, because that's what they are. So our DNA is taking in this energy. It does much more than just give us our features. Light and sound reception and transmission. So DNA is activating and there's more energy that's coming into the body. So we should always have a pure connection to the sun, right? So when you're out in the sun, allow it to course through you, and it's going to change and upgrade you. There are many attempts to disconnect our people from the sun, but as you can see, yours truly spends a lot of time out in nature and spends time out in the sun. It's not always this hot, so it's not every day that you could be on the beach for many hours, but today on my journey, I biked to the beach and I spent many hours out in the sun today. And I'm home now, and what I'm experiencing is the ringing in the ears, the sound. And I'm here for all of you to put this all together. Okay, so a long time ago, I experienced the ringing in the ears. It started over 5 years ago for me. I've spoken about the ascension symptom of ringing in the ears. Well, this is an energy that is emitting from within you, right? And if I close my eyes, I could see that lime green ball of light. Maybe you see that as well, right? So there's a sound that's emitting, and from being out in the sun all day long today, this ringing in the ears is a lot louder than it normally is. And I'm just here to report this back to you. So during these times, when you do go out in the sun, you want to make sure you're taking in a lot of alkaline water as well. I'm going to hydrate right now. And we need to remember that water is the most energy conductive substance. So when the energy is going through your DNA, it's going to require that you replenish lots of water during this process. So we need to be conscious that our DNA is much more than we were led to believe. It's very important to have healthy DNA, pure DNA. And there's a lot of studies out, and many of you are aware of this. You heard of telomeres. Telomeres, the tips of DNA. And what happens over time, the telomeres begin to wear down and they don't replace properly. That's why people begin to age, right? We don't age, Light Warriors. We evolve. Don't forget it. right? That's why I'm still here, right? You're still here, and we just keep going. So we need to think differently. We need to think differently about our DNA. And being out in the sun all day today, I feel charged up. I shared with you a little while back how years ago, when I would be out in the sun on a beach day all day, I'd feel fatigued after the beach, being out in the sun. So, number one, I feel very refreshed now from being out in the sun. Now, when I was out, laying out today, I just passed out cold again. And it had me reflect on what's being shared about the med beds. Beds where you're going to be laying in, surrounded by lights and sound, to heal your body and heal your DNA. Well, until those med beds are released to the people, just spending a day out in the sun will be beneficial for all people. So I just, I'm laying there and I just pass out cold. And I have like such a deep peace, and you can't even control it. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Do you pass out cold sometimes laying out in the sun? You think, oh, it's so hot, right? You can't sleep. But you just pass out so peacefully out in the light. And you wake up, right? I went in the salt water, let the salt water stay on your body, and just let the sunlight heal you. And, falling asleep and getting this deep sleep, it reminds me of times like when I've experienced Reiki, for example, and, just having this peaceful sleep. So you start to become in tune with your body. When you get this like peaceful sleep, when you just go right out, your body gets this deep healing. So it's important to know the benefits of being out in the sun and knowing that our sun is changing right now. Our world is about to enter a photon belt, and there's going to be even more increased energy coming in from the sun. And there are many beings that are aware of this time period. So it's important that we're aware of DNA activation. We could hear the ringing in the ears, and it's important that, we always take some time. We know people that suffer from nature's deficit disorder. So a lot of times people are just rush in the matrix all day, and they don't spend any time in nature. They put their rubber soles on and they're disconnected from the negative ions of the planet, and they sit in their cubicle to make fake money all day and serve the matrix. They come home and they're tired and they're exhausted. But when you disconnect from the matrix and you get out in nature, you're surrounded by the core creative frequencies, you're out in the light of Christ, it's going to make your body feel a lot better. And it's important, it's going to be very important in this time period to take ownership of your core vibrational frequency or your physical and mental health. So this is my experience. I don't know if you've ever heard ringing in the ears after laying out in the sun, but I shared with you, over 5 years ago, I experienced the ringing in the ears, and it's never been like that first experience for me. But I always have the ringing, but sometimes the ringing is a lot louder. And as I'm making this transmission, I hear ring in my ears. So there's an energy that's present, and it's been placed within the body. So it's important that we understand DNA activation. It's important to take time to relax and be out in the sun, heal yourself, take a little snooze out in the sun. Do you take a snooze out in the sun, Light Warriors? And, make sure you're hydrating and taking in a lot of alkaline water, right? It's the most energy conductive material, and most of your body is water. So we're going to learn the importance of water. We're going to learn the importance of our DNA. We're going to learn the importance of lights and sound and the electromagnetic spectrum to help us heal our physical vessel. And, let's get ready for the release of the med beds, because I'm sure all of our people would benefit from the release of this hidden technology that will help heal the body. But in the meantime, we do the best that we can. So get out in the sun, Get out in nature. If you're blessed to be by the ocean, get in the salt water and allow the salt water to be on your skin, and it's going to help heal the body. It's not just about getting a tan. You are connected to the light. It's been proven that DNA emits photons, right? We can't see them ourselves, right? But there are special instruments that are able to see these lights that are outside of the visible light spectrum. Just because we can't see them doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. There are many dimensions all around us. And when we think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, we can improve our physical and mental health and our overall everyday life experience. So I had a good experience today, and it's nice to spend time out by the beach. But if you're not by the beach, find a place where you could just be out in nature and just take in whatever calls you. It's a little bit longer day for me, including the bike ride in. But if it's just a bike ride, or if it's just a picnic, or if it's a hike in a mountain, we all live all over the world. But you have to listen to how you feel and start to become in tune with nature, right? See how you sleep when you take these deep rests and you pass out so peacefully. Your body is healing during that time period. We do most of our healing while we sleep. So we need to remove the fear, we need to remove the anxiety, and we need to come back out in nature. And especially as we approach the great solar flash, I assure you there's going to be many abilities that are going to be unlocked because we weren't born with them. We're downloading them into our DNA. After all, this is our evolutionary journey, ain't it, Light Warriors? So I hope that you enjoyed this message, and I hope that you're able, now that we're approaching the summer. We're not officially in the summer yet, but the warmer months of the year. My Australian brothers and sisters, they're going into the winter though. But regardless of where you are, try to get out in the sun, and it's going to make you more positive. It's going to improve your mental health. It's going to raise your core vibrational frequency. Sun is changing, and so are we. 93% of the function of DNA is light and sound reception and transmission. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people. And please share with one other person, because if we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5D community. You can see the vibration is increasing, Light Warriors, and nothing will stop the great solar flash. Absolutely nothing. The light will penetrate solid brick walls. Yes. No matter what, nothing will stop it. And it's going to be one interesting ride. Light is information. And we're expanding human consciousness. So we're here to connect all the dots, all these meanings. What does it all mean as we enter the new earth? We've been in the dark, and now it's time to return to the light. Remember, we cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious of DNA activation, the great solar flash, and the power that's inside of you. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the 5th dimension. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. Our everyday lives need to be a bunch of beach days out in nature, taking in the sun, allowing it to course through us, healing ourselves, increasing our lifespan, and keep on evolving. And that's what's going to happen. That's where we're going. It's going to be a great time. Hope this message was helpful for all of you. Have a great day. Namaste.